Hi guys, I'm Dean and welcome back to another Christmassy episode of The Inebriologist. Need some Christmassy music or something. Yeah, so you know, for the added effect of Christmas and the festivities and everything like that, I've worn my my jumper again. I'll get up and you can see there we are, snowman. Bound to be Christmas, isn't it? So yeah, let's get down to brass tacks. So this episode is quite special actually. So this is the first time I'm doing a tasting side by side of the same recipe beer, but from different years. So the vintages are going to be different. I'd be interested to see what they taste like. But I think from one year to the next, recipes do change slightly, but it'll be interesting to see what the main differences are anyway. So the beer I'm going to reveal for this special episode. So this is the 2017 version of Fairy Tale of Cardiff, which is by the Crafty Brewing company. But yeah, Crafty have been doing some great beers. They seem to be doing a lot more IPAs than stouts, but so yeah, this is going to be it's like a mint chocolate stout. So I remember from last year, 2017, it tasted really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it last year. Just tasted like after eights in a glass. It was incredible. Last year's edition as well is there we go. So it's 6.7% ABV. I quite like the labelling as well from last year. It's a different sort of label, but it's quite nice. And then on the back then it says Crafty Devil does a Christmas stout the way it's meant to be, with snow shovels full of lactose sugar on top of peppermint and cocoa nibs. So I did talk to somebody last year and apparently a lot of cocoa nibs have gone into it, so that'll be interesting. And this year's edition, which is Fairy Tale of Cardiff again, so it's the 2018 version. Again, there's the Crafty Devil logo, chocolate mint stout. That's 7.4%, so it's a little bit stronger than last year's, being 6.7%. So yeah, I will be doing sort of side-by-side comparison of the two anyway, so it'll be quite interesting, So what I'll do is I'll open up both at the same time, pour them into the glass, and yeah, I'll do a side-by-side comparison. To be honest, I think even if it's side-by-side comparison, they'd probably look exactly the same, because they are stouts. So time for last year's edition, so get that one open. So this has been in the bottle for a year, or just over a year anyway, and it's already starting to foam, so I better pour it straight away. So that's the first one. So this is going to be the 2018 bottle. So here we go. I think I've poured them pretty much the same. So yeah, so this one I've got here, that's the, oh, a minute, let me do the other way around so it's a little bit easier. There we are. Right, so this one I've got here is the 2017 edition, so it's last Christmas's version, and then this one is this year's. So side by side, they look pretty much exactly the same. The heads are the same as well. Actually, if anything, this one, which is this year's edition of it, the head is a lot more tan in colour, whereas last year's is a little bit more lighter in colour. It may not look it on the camera, but that's yeah, 2017 edition. So the head is quite milky sort of colour, but yeah, so the 2018 version is the head's dissipated quite quickly and does look quite sort of richer in colour anyway from the head. Time to get a bit of a smell and see what we got on both of them anyway. So I'm going to start with the 2017 and just get a bit of a smell on it. Yeah, as I explained earlier, this is just full-on peppermint. That I can just, as I give it a bit of a swirl and everything like that, the smell is unbelievable with the peppermint. That's so prominent. It's great. As I said, it is like after eight in a glass. It's great. I can't really smell a lot past the peppermint because it's such a dominating flavour and smell in there. I can smell like the darker sort of coffee malts and sort of the richer black malts in there, So I'm getting the chocolate once I get past the peppermint and a little bit of the coffee, but not by much really. Yeah, it smells, it's just, yeah, it's after eights. It is literally after eights in a glass. Can't wait to dive into that anyway. So I'm going to give it a smell of this year's Fairy Tale of Cardiff anyway. So give it a bit of swill without it going everywhere. Now see with this one, the peppermint is not as prominent. There's more of a coffee smell to that. The peppermint is there, but it's nowhere near what it was like from last year's anyway. So they must have chucked a lot more of the of like that peppermint sort of flavour in there, you know. This is a bit more on the chocolate and like more of the chocolate and coffee side. 2018 edition, so this year's edition, does smell a bit sweeter. So without further ado, I'll try the 2017 edition first to see what the flavour's like. Yeah, and then move on to the next one. So yeah, so Merry Christmas everyone. Nadolig llawen. Cheers. Yeah, that's really nice. Again, it's funny how, because I've had this bottled for the last year now, so it's been stowed away in my cupboard. So I think the flavours have just sort of mellowed out completely. I remember it being very prominent and dominant with the peppermint flavour last year when I tried it fresh, and yeah, it was, you know, maybe to a point it was a little bit overwhelming, but this has kind of mellowed out really well. But I can still smell a lot of that peppermint in there, you know, but when it comes to the actual flavour, you don't taste as much as what it actually smells like. So the flavour has definitely mellowed out, and I can taste a lot more coffee and chocolate through that, which is great, you know. Yeah, I can't really taste any sort of hop profiles or anything like that, you know, but obviously hops would have been used to counteract sort of the sweetness and get a bit of bitterness in there, you know. But it's a really good beer, this is, you know. So moving on to this year's edition, so this is the 2018 Fairy Tale of Cardiff. So time to dive in and try this one. So cheers everybody. Yeah, this is a lot more full on. This tastes a lot richer than the last one I tried, but then this is a much fresher beer. So yeah, this is bottled. It was bottled last month. That peppermint flavour on the taste is a hell of a lot more prominent. You know, last year's, the smell of the peppermint was just full on. You know, full whack on the peppermint when you smell it, but the taste had mellowed out completely. With this, it's the other way around. So the smell is not as prominent on the peppermint, but the flavour, when you do try it, it's very prominent. So this is tasting more like an after eight than the last one is. So, but maybe it's just because this is a fresher beer. You know, this was bottled last month, whereas the other one I've had for a year. So you know, it's matured. This is definitely tastes a lot more rich, and it's a lot sweeter than the other beer as well. So I don't know if they've used a different malt bill for it, but I did talk to somebody at the Crafty Devil bar in Cardiff, and I think they said that they didn't use as much peppermint or something, or that maybe they didn't use as much cocoa nibs from last year, but it tastes really rich anyway. So it's fantastic beer. Last year's is definitely more mellowed. It's mellowed out a lot. The chocolate and the coffee is kind of like very, very subtle in the background, whereas with this one, the coffee and chocolate is, you know, it's there, but the peppermint on the taste is full on as well. So both are lovely beers. You know, if you manage to keep one bottle back for aging, it is worth it, you know, because that is a different flavour to what you get with that one. So it's highly recommend. So if you manage to find any more bottles left in Cardiff, try and snatch them if you can. Well, not snatch them, you know, but purchase them. So I'm going to mark these individually as well. So the 2017 edition of Crafty Devil's Fairy Tale of Cardiff, I'm going to give that a 3.75 out of 5. It's a great flavour, the smell is fantastic, and I do like that sort of like chocolatey undertone that you get with it, you know, but the flavours meld out really well, so it's a very lovely beer, yeah. So for the 2018 edition of Fairy Tale of Cardiff, yeah, I'm going to give this a 4. Just because I do like the richer flavour from the fresher beer. The percentage on this one is higher, so it's 7.4%. So it may keep a little bit better as well than the other one. But yeah, this is a lovely, lovely beer. It tastes a lot more richer and a lot more luxurious than the last beer. So yeah, it's a great beer. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to more beer videos, and I shall see you very soon. Have a good Christmas, and iechyd da.